Alright folks, we're back and hopefully things are working now. We're getting set up here for the final best of 3 of the day. This will determine second place and third place in the group. I would also like to note that I have updated the Twitch page with the widget for the Battle Line promotion. So once again, we'll be doing a sponsored stream the second this is finished to get a little bit more Rifkin and Zombie Grub in your day. Yay! Love you guys. Battle Line was a game we had actually played previously on stream, and it didn't go so well because we weren't well acquainted with it. This time around, we actually are. So hopefully, and ideally, things will work out a little bit better, and we can play. We can actually play with people instead of wondering what the heck is going on.
Yeah,
Scarlet.
We managed to play a couple of games with people, just joining at the same time.
Yeah, Maximus Black is also going to be doing a sponsored stream at the same time, so we're going to be playing with him and some of his viewers too. So I really hope you guys will come join us and play with us for it. So keep in mind, it's a free-to-play game. It's actually not even a big download. You can get it on Steam. It's kind of like it looks like a World of Tanks type game, but it's very different. You can absolutely play for free. The only downside, I'd say, is that there is a tutorial that you have to play. It will take about 10 minutes of time. So I would love if you guys went and got started on that right now, so you could come join us after all these games are done, as we get right into it after the stream is finished. That being said, they're finishing up vetoes as we speak, so we should get into this final and very last best of 3 today shortly.
Yeah.
Again, super big thank you to all the Twitch Prime subscribers who have hit us up today, putting us up over 1,000 again. And what are you fiddling with? What's going on over there?
Oh, I'm done.
But now I'm really curious. What was that? It sounded like you were messing around, like you were making a cardboard, like art crafts and thing or something. I don't know.
I was installing the letters in the Rolodex.
Oh, look at you go. Man, that doesn't even look like a Rolodex. When you said Rolodex, I was thinking that thing you see on like the desk that spins. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same company. It's like a brand name.
It looks like a mini file cabinet that doesn't have a cabinet to go into. It's just like a drawer.
That's basically what it is, so...
I should probably... I mean, I get so many business cards and I lose so many business cards. I should probably actually invest in something like that. How much was that?
$12.
12 bucks? That's not bad. Maybe I'll get that.
Okay.
Maybe.
And on Central... Okay. New Gettysburg, Dawson Station, and Frost. How interesting.
Alright, puCK versus Scarlet for the last best of 3 today. So again, a couple things to talk about real quick. If you've joined the stream recently, haven't already, check the Match Arena page, ! Match Arena. If you want to donate money to the prize pool, you have our guarantee that the players get 100% of the money you donate, and it goes only to the players. The website won't take a fee, PayPal's not going to take a fee. Match Arena is actually really cool, and they cover both of those on their end. I want to talk about Twitch Prime once more. We've had a lot of Twitch Prime subscribers, so don't get me wrong, guys. Big love, and this isn't like a greedy push, but this is just more of a knowledgeable thing, because if you use Amazon Prime already, but you really don't care about Twitch subscriptions and you've never really bought into Turbo, please understand that you get Twitch Prime for free if you have Amazon Prime. You can actually go to twitchprime.com and they'll walk you through it, connecting your accounts. It takes a matter of seconds. But let me explain to you the benefits for this. There's a lot of cool things for you. You'll get like ad-free viewing, whether you're subscribed to somebody's channel or not. You'll get a couple of cool things for other video games. You'll get, like, for example, in Hearthstone, unlock a hero Tyrande, excuse me. I was going to sarcastically say Tyrande, but then I said it correctly the first time, so I messed that up. But anyways, there's cool benefits for things you'll get game-wise. Benefits you can then help pay it forward with are you get a free channel subscription. We would love if you use it on us, but just know that you get a free channel subscription. You can subscribe to anybody you follow for free, so it doesn't have to be us. Obviously, we would love if it was us. You also will get these same benefits Turbo does when it comes to commercials. So while you get ad-free viewing and you will not get ads, Twitch will count it as if you did watch an ad and give the broadcaster that like 1/10 of a penny that you would have otherwise generated. So it's really great all around. There is no downside to it. So if you guys already use Amazon Prime, please go connect it up with your Twitch account, get that Twitch Prime going, and consider subscribing to the channel. But last but not least, as we get into this final best of 3, this whole event today is made possible thanks to our many subscribers. Being able to throw $300 at some people as a base prize pool, getting Match Arena on board for another 100, all these good things made possible thanks to subscribers. So keep it real, guys. Getting into the game, though, I have an actual interesting answer to that question. In the bottom left side of the map, ladies and gentlemen, for the last time today, it's going to be puCK.
The bottom right, as the pink Zerg, she is Scarlet.
Scarlet actually has an obnoxiously great win ratio on this map from games we've cast of her. I can't speak for her ladder, obviously, but to explain a couple of different diverse reasons, this map, for whatever strange reason, seems to bait all of the air out of Protoss. We watch Showtime, we watch Patience, we watch even Neeb try to all play air on this map as Protoss, and every single time it fails miserably. Most notably was actually during the Kespa Cup qualifiers, where Scarlet beat Neeb senseless with Queens on this map because he went like mass air. He even took island bases, all of that things. That being said, in more conventional play that doesn't involve air, Zerg in general seem to be winning a lot of these matches on this map based around attacks to the third. Timing just doesn't work out for Protoss, and there's big wide engagement areas for Zerg to take advantage of. So I think for Scarlet to want to keep playing this map, there's actually a lot of good reasons for it.
I agree. She actually came in today really talkative, which is not so usual. Like, she's cheeky, and she'll say some like stuff in games. She's not like totally always so quiet, but like she was like cheekier than like the normal, more talkative than normal. I asked her why, and she's like, I just feel like really good today. I woke up like really like energized.
That's awesome. That's great to hear.
To me, that explains the Overlord. Whatever was happening with that Overlord right there.
Overlord
and then also,
party.
like, yeah, how much she wants to talk with puCK here. Because, of course, puCK and her are
They're
pretty good friends.
Yeah, and they've played countless series together. Talked about it before. It's like a classic North America. Scarlet versus Mouse, Scarlet versus puCK. Like, these are the finals and the semifinals you see of just about every North American event.
Yeah.
puCK trying to shut her down. Whoa! Zombie Grub coming into effect right there.
Whoa!
Big thank you, by the way, to Haru SOS. The 8-month resub is very real. It says the only real way to live is WoW World Quests as you play and watching StarCraft 2 on screen too. I feel that, sister. I know that feel. Collusion. The collusion is real. I will not stand for this, Zombie Grub.
I'm so proud of her right now. Like,
just like beaming with a
swelling with pride right here.
Yeah. Yeah, again, for those who missed it earlier, if you watch Zombie Grub's King of the North video, you can see her teach Scarlet to say fuck you to people. And that may or may not be a good thing. We'll see in time as Senpai notices, I guess.
Senpai, yeah. Also, one more thing before this game really gets started. Do you have an Evolution Shaper? That might just be for +1. Anyways.
Hang on. I gotta put the camera on you. My cat's at my window.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Like, bringing it real, like, full circle, alright? We're going back to the Ghost program, because I was still watching, like, listening, reading, that's the word, reading the lore. And apparently, like, there's been, like, experiments where they splice ghosts with Protoss organs? I have no idea about this. Where is this happening? What is Project Gestalt? Gestalt. That's so weird. Okay, anyway. That's over and done with. Talk about the game, as their builds have officially been chosen at this point. So, Robo, not surprising for puCK, right? Does like his Warp Prism play. Resident Glaze, also not too surprising. Scarlet goes for the +1 melee, which is not surprising at all for her either. In the same way that you could expect puCK to go for a Warp Prism, you can expect Scarlet to really like to use Lings. She's not constrained by Lings, she can do other stuff, but she does like Lings, and I guess they're general like counterattack options and their harassment options, and Banelings as well, which she is getting a Baneling nest. Hello.
I'm back. Sorry about that. It's always so sad when she's at the window meowing. Island-based take and clear view of Scarlet. Neato burrito. No and Brain says, BaseTradeTV, would you prefer a regular sub or a Twitch Prime sub? Honestly, dude, it's up to you. They both give us the same amount of money at the end of the day.
Yeah, we don't care.
It's entirely your preference. I will say Twitch Prime subs are cool because you get extra badges and stuff, and that's always neat. But again, it's all on you for that. Scarlet making drop Overlord's going to very quickly deal with puCK's base. That's not looking good for him. Meanwhile, depths in the main for Scarlet aren't looking too good for her. She just loaded up a bunch of Lings. So nothing really at home to defend. The Queen's going to go down. Ouch.
The follow-up of the Dark Shrine is not unexpected at all. This is becoming a lot more popular, it feels, lately for the Protoss. And, oh my god, the depths are doing so much damage. puCK might have to cancel a base, but honestly, I would have preferred if she had waited until it was finished.
That's the thing. He's going to try and defend it, though. He warps system of depths. I think canceling and giving it up would have been better, especially with the damage he did.
Interesting. The thing about going for the island base is it really feels like that's something you do when you really have very limited harassment in the game. So if you're going for like a Stargate, your Phoenix can only do so much if the Spore Crawlers are down. If you go for like a Twilight Council build, I suppose, like just a Twilight Council, which I don't know why you would do that, like you always get a Robo, then maybe you can't get a War Prism. But to let that finish and to have it killed, well, it ended up going the way that I wanted anyway, but...
You know, Scarlet was typing and messing him up. He made that very clear.
Yeah, and he was so thrown off when she was like, fuck you.
No, I think this is just a funny game, though. Those Adepts did seriously so much damage, and a lot of that was because Scarlet pulled her army away. A lot of it was because puCK caught her off guard. I mean, good moves on both players, bad moves on both players. Just kind of ends up... We'll see if it evens it out. I mean, Scarlet's got weapon upgrades but a lower drone count, so once again, another Nexus should get shut down. No cancel, but a kill.
Whoa.
Ooh, puCK is definitely starting to make some mistakes. Goes for an Archon out of those DTs. That's kind of cool to see.
Oh man, he had such a good start too.
Where is his mothership? Well, there we go. A couple pylons of overcharge. This shouldn't be too problematic.
I really think like if he had gone for that third base, you know, he would have been able to continue harassing with his Warp Prism. He would have DTs on top of it, or an Archon like he has now, and maybe he would have had to cancel it as well. I'm not sure, but at least like I don't know. At least he didn't kind of stumble into what is trying to save it, then a kill, then trying to take the other base into a kill. Things just have not been going very well in the last minute for puCK.
No, and I mean, like, even with the Archon there, too, on top of everything else, those resources lost were actually really great for him. Now they're skyrocketing to be really bad for him. But 2 more Archons going to be on deck for this, and I don't know. I feel like he really hasn't gotten super great value out of it. Like, what's he going to do, shimmy over, like, 3 different Archons? Like, I don't know. Even this doesn't make sense to me.
I'm not sure. 1 Archon to catch the Corruptors in 10 minutes. Oh my god.
And the War Prism might go down. Might not even have a chance to get it over. So now he's just got an Archon and an Adept stranded on that base. Archons that can't be brought away from this one either.
His base is going to get killed again. Cancelled. It was only 25, not even 25%. So, this is just really... He started off so well by killing all those drones, but Scarlet has certainly taken revenge. Okay, her main isn't mining, but she does have a 4th base in her drones too, so it's annoying. You know, Archons are big, tough units, but it's something that she will eventually clean up.
Bullies.
They are. And puCK still doesn't have a 3rd base. puCK really cannot play a macro game on 2 bases. So yeah, it makes sense that he went for 7 gateways. He actually has 2 more that's turned into warp gates. I don't think he can afford 9 gateways. I think that was just in preparation for his base finishing up.
Which it
but
never
I think
seems
he should
to
just
be able
all
to
in.
do.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think he just has to all in.
He's gonna take Scarlet's base.
Oh, well, you know, okay.
Thank you to Bryce Cohen for the Twitch Prime sub, and QQR for the 4-month resub as well.
Okay, so...
Does she not see this? She doesn't see this.
Well, you would never expect it, right?
Double bluff, I guess, however you want to phrase that. Coming in with 2 more Archons, going to go straight towards that base. Banelink bus ready to go on the other side, though, and puCK really doesn't have anything at home. Like, his chances of defending are non-existent. The Gateway's going to die. The Cyber Core's going to die. No more Depth's going to be able to warp in. That front of the base is, like, all forfeit. Whatever he has here is what he's going to have probably for the next few moments. And this attack, dangerous to be certain. Scarlet's not going to go for the bus at the front, though. She's going to use them on the Adepts instead, and I'm not sure if that's a better choice or not.
Oh, ooh. They kind of mismicroed into the pylons on accident, so they get the greatest shots on the Southern Adepts, and this was too small of an army to push into.
Oh, now the DTs are going to snipe everything.
What is happening in this game?
And, you know, he's got the island base, so if it is a full-on base trade, which it's not, but if it was, he would win it in every single scenario.
He went from 2 bases for 9.5 minutes to having 4 bases and cutting Scarlet down to 3.
Not to mention killing very important tech structures. The lair died. The evolution chamber is going to get shut down. The DTs are going to kill the spawning pool.
What the hell?
I'm not sure what's happened in this game because Scarlet was playing really well up until this point, and then puCK, who was making admittedly some mistakes here and there, has bridged those mistakes at this point, I think it's safe to say.
Yeah, I think so. This has actually turned it completely, I think, into puCK's favor once again. He is still missing a couple of key things, though. So before we get too hyped about puCK's position, he can't get probed easily over to his 4th base. So, like, he has a 4th Nexus, but it's not... really
you're wrong.
So, oh, he does do the trick. Okay, well, then never mind. He does have all 4 bases mining. But I was also going to include that he doesn't have any upgrades. He doesn't have any upgrades.
Yeah, that's
And-
actually a problem. The +2 melee has been chewing through everything for Scarlet. Like, anything those links connect to has really died this game. Nexus is included.
And even though they both don't have a very big army supply, keep in mind that, you know, like, they're both also on, like, similar tech, which is kind of funny. puCK is depending on DTs and Mega Archons, and he doesn't have any Immortals yet. He only just started Immortal production, so it really is, like, the Adepts and the Archons. That's his entire army.
By the way,
not too big, but it is powerful.
big thank you to Gambino TV for that subscription via Twitch Prime.
Nice. So I really don't know where this game is anymore.
I want to
I want to
say
say that given time, puCK will be the one to advance faster.
right, and the reason I'm saying that is because no matter how good Scarlet's links with melee are, getting to this base is more difficult than not. So shutting down this base with links, for example, is actually totally viable. Flood 200 of them, it will die, but nothing she can really do about this base for the time being. Maybe she drops again, but this is where Warpins. Before puCK had like 2 gateways, now he's got like 9. Warpins won't be too difficult to take care of those.
Yeah.
Big thank you as well to Cruise Reg. Just another Twitch Prime sub. Man, coming in like, I love this new Twitch Prime system. Feels good, man. Feels John good, man. Oh, nice save on that Archon. The fact that it's in yellow health, a unit that has 10 health, yikes.
Unfortunately, puCK has gone for Resonating Glaives and is now going for Charge. So he will not have the bare-boned units, Blinkstalkers, to deal with the Mutalisk. But
Well,
Scarlett's also not getting that big of a swap going on here.
it's totally possible for Archons to fill that gap, though. Like, okay, they're not nearly as mobile, and it's gonna be a
In a
lot harder to
direct
catch
fight,
them.
yeah.
Yeah. So when it comes to that direct fight, the Mutas are also gonna be great for this base. I love cannons coming down. I love that the Mothership Corps stayed here for overcharges. Like, the ground has got the defense on these bases. This is now covered for this base. Mr. Iako, thank you, or Akio, thank you so much for that Twitch Prime sub.
I don't know if we're pushing out, to be honest. So the thing about Mutas is that it's really not even accurate to say that they're like a tier above, even though they literally are lair-based units, because they're harassment units, you know? They're not going to help you in a main fight like Hydras would, or, you know, even Stormhost, right? Back in the day. Or even Investors.
Here we go. Island base fight.
They're still going to melt to the Archons, so I don't know if Scarlet really ever wants to take a direct engagement.
Well, she takes a really bad start to this fight. She bleeds a couple things out here and there. The cannon, by the way, funny enough, I keep forgetting, for those who don't know, these are simply air blockers movement-wise. You can still shoot through them, and that's why the cannon was getting those hacksaw shots through the wall.
Unless you're a Liberator.
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, right. Yeah,
Unfortunately,
one of them can't shoot through.
while the dedication is here to kill the base, so is puCK's up here, and that's a hell of a lot of banelings, but that's also a hell of a lot of Archons to soak
Yeah,
said
that's too many
banelings.
Archons.
I don't know that Scarlet can actually hold the push. If puCK starts overextending like this, absolutely. But as long as his army's together and there's that wall of blue, it's like the best kind of force fields a man could hope for.
I mean, even if the banelings hit the Adepts, well, I guess they'll let the Lings surround the Immortals. The Immortals go down. Archons still live. And
But
if
it's
puCK
Archons
gets
versus
another warp in
Ravagers, and I'm pretty sure the Archons win out when it comes to these fights.
yeah, and he gets another warp in.
Here comes the
warp
Mutas.
is gonna
Oh!
get denied.
Oh, but the Mutas are
warp in.
stacked! Huge pick
Yeah,
off as several of
that
them go
was-
down.
I still would give the Archons the win here. She would need a huge influx of Lings, and she has enough minerals and gas for it, but she's run out of larva apparently. Yeah, that's exactly
I'm
what
not
happened. She
surprised.
could also go for 14 more Mutas and just try and base trade.
Yeah, I'm looking around the bases, and while there's not that many queens in play, the few queens there are have some energy, so she's certainly missed injects here. And I mean, this queen's almost full energy. Explains the lack of larva. Okay, you can go BM with it. I was just explaining. This is where Scarlet would say to that zombie grub, she'd be like, "Fuck you."
Yeah, now she would. So
Oh, the
she
Archons
actually
can't get
invested
into the
in a few
base.
more roaches, but now is also getting a couple more mutas. The thing is, like, she will never get the scenario, I think, where there's only 1 or 2 Archons down, alive rather, and she can like take a fight with them.
If she had realized, by the way, that the Archons can get to the main, she could have just killed so much. But they get trapped inside the air barrier. Those 2 Archons do God's work, and this probe transfer ends up being good.
Okay, well, I think she has to give up on the mutas officially at this point. There's only 4 left, and it's not worth putting 10 more into them. Now they have this many Archons.
Only
Oh,
Scarlet, guys. Only fucking Scarlet can have such a weird series,
By
go
the way-
so many different ways, and still be somewhat close.
Let's get the time, like the counter and how many infestation pits she makes. So far it's 2.
Oh.
Can't you get a 3rd one?
Scarlet Taki's playing against her once again. I love the hold position on the probes, by the way. Absolutely fantastic. Denies so much of the ling damage. And 4 or 5 cannons have no problem cleaning up the rest. Attack still goes up in the north. And, for Scarlet, unfortunately, while I love all these things she's doing, without infestors, funny enough about the infestation pit, without something to hold that army in place, those fungal growths are rarely going to hit anything. But she's got the damage where if there was one fungal, she kills all the Archons with the Corrosive Biles. I guarantee it.
Well, I don't she need multiple fungals and a lot of Corrosive Biles. They just literally are so fat. But yes, it would be tons better.
Real Protoss units got curves.
They got circles.
They're literally a giant curve.
Okay, so the infestation pit wasn't for infestors, it was for Hive, which I think is a really dangerous thing to reach for. The infestors could have been made already with all the gas that she's had, and they could have probably had a fungal each. She might have had 7 fungals here.
I have to imagine, maybe in her mind she's thinking Broodlords. And I think Broodlords versus Archons would be great if there weren't... she's going to make 5 Broodlords when there's a billion Archons. It's just not going to cut it. The ground army...
a lot of Broodlords.
The ground army's so notable, and Scarlet had, past tense, a really nice bank, but she is completely maxed out now. My problem with this, though, is puCK can seriously take some hits. Archons with 350 shields, dealing as much damage as they do, are not too worried about these Ravagers.
The Banelings are going to be able to take away the charge lot fodder, and this time it's a considerable amount of charge lots they can get rid of. Where before it was 6 at depths, what does it matter?
Well, it depends how puCK uses them too. If he keeps them safe in the back, it could look very different. If he charges them forward, it might be worth the sacrifice if they all connect with the Ravagers.
He'll have to split against the Ravagers, but the Banelings have already used them.
He starts trying to. Corrosive Biles raining justice from above. A lot of the Archons actually go down to this, but the Zealots all clump up around the Banelings, and it goes really badly for puCK here on the front lines. I think she does.
Jeez, there's so many Archons.
Actually, Shift L, I'm scared to look at. 22 Archons have died this game.
God. No fungals necessary, apparently. And she is at Hive. She's getting to a Greater Spire, and she has enough of a bank to get to Broodlords.
It's like the shotgun logic, right? If you shoot a shotgun enough times, you will hit that target. So many Ravagers, so many Corrosive Biles. You have to hit eventually, just statistically speaking.
Yeah, and there really wasn't much splitting that he did, or I mean, even could do really. It was just a difficult situation, and while I think the Archons get up in the Ravagers' faces, puCK actually wins that. It's always more complicated, and micro does come into effect. So yeah, I was gonna try and get disruptors. The thing about this is that as many times we've seen the mutas come across the map, as many times we've seen puCK have to cancel his Nexus, they're still mining pretty healthily.
Healthfully?
Yeah. I was like, that's a word.
Gesundheit.
Their mining is pretty healthy. And the 3rd base and 4th base, and even a 5th base now for puCK, are all going to be mining. And Scarlet, kind of same deal. She has at least 2 bases mining pretty well.
So this work is interesting. puCK's actually going for the wrong transition here, because he doesn't know about the Greater Spire, and that's a huge issue. With the Robo coming down, he's thinking more about Colossus or Disruptors, and if the game was going the way it was with all these Ravagers, with all these Lings, I actually love that idea. But the fact that it's Broodlords leaves him up shit creek without a paddle, because not only is he going to have to put down the Stargates necessary to build anything, because he doesn't have any, he'll need time for the Fleet Beacon, then the Tempest. It's just time working against him because of his scouting or lack thereof.
Oh boy, this game.
I think everything in this direction points Scarlet's victory at this point, and it's not about what's currently available, it's about what's coming.
Can you go back to that wall? What is that wall of Banelings?
She was attacking with the Lings to clear the rocks, and then just made them afterwards.
That was a perfect wall.
I know, it looked beautiful.
It.
Submit it to oddly satisfying.
He doesn't do anything.
The Broodlords came here, and the War Prism's going to try and evacuate everybody. Unfortunately, there's not enough lifeboats! Women and children first! This bullshit!
Titanic is one of only 3 uses of the woman and children first rule. The more you know. Okay, he probably could have gone back and saved him, but whatever. Fine.
Is that right around the time feminism got developed when they stopped the women and children first rule?
No, it just literally wasn't actually a thing. It was made popular because Titanic, for whatever reason, used the rule, but it wasn't actually a thing.
That's interesting. Can you cite me some sources?
Yeah, go to Wikipedia and look up the sources.
Isn't that the most cover-all answer you could give to somebody who asked that?
I mean, isn't that what you did when you did research in school? They'd be like, don't use Wikipedia, and you're like, okay, I'll just use the sources that Wikipedia uses. Thanks. It's the easiest thing to do. They're legitimate sources.
This is where I actually, one time, it was kind of like proof that your teachers don't really read over your stuff that much. I linked a let me Google that for you link towards the link, and I got full marks, and it's like, oh, okay, I guess they really didn't read the paper, I guess, or care about the sources.
Oh, fantastic.
All right, shots getting fired on the right side. The Shepherd comes in, but it's not that much. And unfortunately goes down, so it doesn't even get the shot. War Prism disappears too. Scarlet with a full surround.
Oh.
Big attack on the backside. puCK bowls a spare. Not quite a strike, though, because this surround from Scarlet is perhaps a little too much. GG's.
GG.
Finally get called. What a great first game here in the finals.
That was a crazy, weird game.
It absolutely was. But it was game 1 out of 3. We're going to go to a commercial break. Before we do, I would like to remind everybody we will be hosting a sponsored stream afterwards for a game called Battle Line. If you refresh the Twitch page and scroll below, you can see the link to go download it. You can download it for free through Steam, and hopefully you'll come play with us now that we know how to properly team up for games. And we'll be perhaps even teaming up with Maximus Black and his viewers simultaneously as well. Maybe some versus action. I don't know. But a small commercial break before then, and we'll see you in 2 minutes. Alright folks, welcome back. Game number 2 here in the finals. We already had Major finish first place in the group, and he gets the big prize. But of course, these guys are fighting for second and third place. A difference of like 34% of the prize pool versus 8% of the prize pool. So go to Metrino real quick to check the update of that. And we have $412 in total raised today. You guys are really awesome, and thank you for helping us reach that number. But weird stuff is afoot as expected. So bottom middle right, it's gonna be puCK.
In the top left, as the pink Zerg, she is Scarlet.
This is just like she does it all the time. Like, do you even need to scout it? If you play Scarlet on Dawson Station, if you play Scarlet in Frozen Temp, like a certain maps, you just expect the proxy hatchery with spine crawlers. Interestingly enough, what is she doing though?
Sure.
I was
think she wants to
positive that
just-
was going to go to the gold, but
Wait,
no, she's
bringing
drone
drones.
pulling. She's just being a cheeky shit.
Wow, she's just drone pulling.
This, by the way, is something I would love to call trolling, but it's not. Like, this is actually something that could work with the 6 Lings coming out, because she'll have more workers and army than probes. And puCK, he doesn't have any sort of wall at the front. She just kind of waltzes right in.
But there's clearly more probes for him right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he didn't just take this fight initially. He instead sacrifices 2 probes to this. Oh, by the way, sorry, Scarlet's up 1. I should probably update the overlay, because this could be game. The links come up
She already
next.
got 2 probes. She's about to get a 3rd one. Oh, get him! Get him!
Get him! Ah, mineral walking. Okay, Zealot's out.
Get the other one.
I think the Zealot actually might just win this fight. Mineral walking through on both sides of this puCK, bullying his way in. I honestly can't tell you what's happening here. This is the
well,
stupidest
drones are dying
fight.
faster than probes, so that much.
Yeah, and the Zealot didn't hardly get scratched through
Does
it.
this
So
ever work?
I mean, if you recall, Snoot tried to do something similar back in the map test version of this. So
That's
I gotta
true,
imagine, like,
but his was without a pool. It was literally a drone rush.
yeah, I don't know. There's gotta be some viability to this at some degree, but well, Scarlet may have killed like 8 probes or something in total, and lost 10 drones herself. She still comes out 4 drones to 14 probes, so I don't know what she's planning to do. Because Lings don't have speed. There's no way she actually gets away with this.
Maybe she was hoping, like, who Nexus firsts on Dason though? Like,
That's true.
If that's what she was hoping for, then I don't know how much that happens.
There's actually probably a small chance with the gold-based greed. I mean, puCK doesn't seem like the type of player who would do that, so I think it's a bad gamble against somebody like him specifically, but
Yeah.
GG's ties up the series 1-1. Way to go, puCK! I was actually so scared this would be the end of it. He lost like 3 probes right away. You're like, what are you doing, man? But calm, collected, and just waiting for the Zealot to come out. And that Zealot trumped everything. I mean, straight up like Donald trumped everything. You know what I'm saying? As in, it was one really loud, obnoxious... I don't know what I'm calling this. I shouldn't have said that. Anyways, game number 3. What's the map,
So-
Zombie Grub?
It's Frost, and she's complaining about the back wall. Maybe the intent was to kill the pylon if it was at the front, stop the Zealot from making, and then kill the probes.
Ah, that would actually make some sense, because if Yeah, if you get the surround, that can sometimes be GG. We've seen that happen. Ultimately, that's how Scarlet won what even was it? WSG Canada qualifiers. It was like all Protoss that all died just early pools every single game. So let's hop into Frost and see how this goes down. This is the absolute final match. No more games today, so we won't play ads. We'll just get into it. Real quick though, reminder that we are going to be hosting a sponsored stream afterwards that we would love you guys to join us for. So please, please, please consider clicking the link to at least check out the game down below so the sponsors see that you came from us. We really want to do a good job with this, guys, in hopes that they'll give us more sponsorship opportunities in the future because we love playing other games. And honestly, this game that we're going to play is not that bad. When we weren't playing against people who are clearly very, very outclassing us.
Pay to win, am I right?
When it was a bunch of, like, terrible newbies all in the same game, us included, it was actually quite fun.
I feel like I do something.
And I feel like the fact that we'll be doing us, our viewers, Maximus maybe, and his viewers, like, there's a chance we're just going to have a bunch of people who are evenly poorly matched. And that'll be good. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Anyways, Battle Line coming up after this, though. Spawning here at the top right for the StarCraft game that's still in front of us. He just tied it up 1-1 with some crazy mind games. I think it was on puCK probably whispered or something, Bader, and I don't know, but spawning in the top right, it's puCK.
Bottom left, as the pink Zerg, it's Scarlet.
Again, Scarlet has won a considerable amount of games, especially ones that we've cast here on the channel, where killing that pylon was a big deal. And if that was sincerely her goal, then it's really unfortunate that puCK didn't build like that. For her, of course. Great for puCK.
Right, yeah. I also wonder if maybe, like, why do that instead of a hatchery Spinecrawler rush? Which I still think has a pretty good win record. Like, I really can't see that having a pretty good record.
Yeah, look, she was tentative to do that. Like, she was lined up for it. The drone got pulled early.
Yeah.
I think she just changed her mind at the very last second, decided to roll the dice, so to speak, to really just gamble it out.
Yeah, it's very, very odd. But yeah, again, if I can see it being a different scenario if they pull the probes to try and save a pylon, and they don't, and the probes are like a more of a because they probably only pull like half of the probes when they try and do that type deal. Like, okay, I can kind of see that happening. But it was kind of one of the situations where just by playing like he usually does, he like kind of countered a very wonky looking build.
Hype to Philippe Vieira. Thank you so much for the Twitch Prime sub. Also, just doing some quick math. It looks like the winner of this best of 3 will get $140. The loser will get about 32 or so. That's guesstimations. I'm not actually sure on the exact amount. It'll probably come down to a decimal point. But the point is 34% of the prize pool versus 8% of the prize pool. And of course, we're still accepting any contributions. If you guys would like to make it, go to Matcherino.com. Click on the link there in chat if you use !Matcherino. And it's your last opportunities during this game if you want to give these players a little bit of extra cash. But you've already done a great job. And like I said, $412 prize pool is absolutely awesome and respectable.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, the difference between 8% and 32% is pretty big.
Also, small bit of awesomeness too. Just I know WESG is not the biggest event out there, but you know they started I think they had like 2,000 viewers on their stream when we started the cast today. I wouldn't know how long it would take us to hit it ourselves, but 2K towards the end's not too bad. I think we had about 1,500 for a majority of the broadcast though.
I really think it wasn't even WSG. It was also the fact that Beyond is streaming and still is streaming.
I would imagine it's beyond more than that too, yeah. But
yeah,
it's nice. It's nice seeing that like other events going on, we can still consistently get at least 1,000 viewers. I know that a year ago that wasn't the case at all. Like we would just fret and dread the waste of time that would be streaming while other people were streaming.
Oh.
That transfer, he's got to come back. He realizes it too.
Is Scarlet all-inning? I think she is. She's going for a Baneling bust. This could be sometimes tricky because like the Baneling nest is sometimes.
Oh, he tried to get the wall. Couldn't quite block it.
It's not even before the hatchery, or it's before the hatchery is done, and she is just making more lings. I think it was a decision to go for Baneling bust, and it just looks even more tempting when she realizes the natural wall isn't up yet. Well, she might even need the Banelings to bust.
puCK sees 8-lings early, and the funny thing is, Scarlet's actually kind of known for doing a little bit of a dedicated poke. So that doesn't look so alarming, but he does need to get this wall down ASAP. Not just for the Banelings, but for the massive amount of lings that likely follow this up. Scarlet, if she sees this wall, might throw an Evo Chamber down and decide to go over it, rather than through it.
Yeah. Maybe. That is what the Banelings are for. So now she does need to bust, for sure. And the Banelings are going to be helpful against the Adepts as well. So it's never... Like, she would have had to snowball really hard not to have big Banelings. So here they come, and they're going to crash into the Adepts, which is helpful. Get the pylon, of course, as well.
I love that last-second pylon coming out of puCK to create that Sim City for the army to fight in. The problem is, as he cages himself in such a sick way, he still has to find a way to protect those probes. Tries to wall off the main. Does barely manage to do it. The Baneling's going to break that pylon, though. And that is no army units left to fight with. The gateways warping were going to be his production. He's got Warp Gate coming in, 4 gateways, but does he have the money to even build anything?
Well, he has enough for a sentry, which is pretty damn helpful. The Nexus is still going to go down, I think.
It's questionable.
Actually, 5 gateways. My bad. That is Englaves. If he could just get enough minerals to actually warp in 5 Adepts, I think he'd be okay.
Yeah, the force of the Ram's fantastic, but it's going to be the only one. So Scarlet backs away once again. Sentry on the wrong side of that warp in. Force fields himself in. That's kind of nice, but there's not a lot of damage to these Lings, but it's just a lot of Lings to do a little bit of damage.
Yeah. Looks like the Nexus is still going to go down. But this means that puCK may have a decent counterattack. 5 gateways is a pretty decent attack in itself. Maybe he won't be able to afford all 5 with the limited income, but he does have Resonating Glaives. It really sucks, like he doesn't also have like a War Prism. And the sentries can't really go across the map, so we would have to wait for more depth warp-ins. He's not gonna be able to do anything. Scarlet's gonna be able to drone. She has been droning, by the way, so she's up to almost 40 now. And it just seemed like more sentries being warped in. I feel like that would give her even more room to drone and be like, okay, I don't have to worry about an attack.
Well, it's the interesting thing, right? Because sentries can actually be incredibly dangerous on the counterattack. Like, it's slow. It'll get across the map like in a long time, but the amount of forces that could completely cut off an army is going to be huge, when normally you don't even see sentries that much anymore.
I feel like it's especially... So, the fact that they go in the middle of the map and Lings can get us around is one thing. She doesn't even have any Lings, though, so that's not even much of a problem. But if she ever got to Ravagers, I don't think that sentry pushes are very good at all, right? But she's not quite there yet. So the Roach one only just finished, and she is wary of the sentry push. But I think she'll have enough units. Again, there's no Warp Prism here. There's not even a Mothership for a recall.
Shout out to thank you to Freaky Deaky Dude for the Twitch Prime. Love that name, too, by the way. Twitch Prime. Hype. Anyways, the Spine Collar is going to be vastly necessary to make sure this doesn't get out of hand. Catches that Queen in, going to have to use a couple more force fields perhaps in a moment. Guardian Shield will help out a little bit too, but the Spines get a chance to complete. Now puCK has to rethink his plan of attack. He does have a pylon warping in down here, but it'll be slow warp-ins and really a long time till reinforcements are here.
Now that she has Ravagers, I feel very confident in her defense. There is definitely a chance, though, that she waited for the Roach Warren, and then, yes, the slow but steady warp-ins might have been able to snowball if she had only had Lings. But he scouts how big her army is starting to look now and realizes that he's not going to do anything. Again, especially without a Warp Prism, providing those instant warp-ins and the pickup micro, and just has to go home. But at least he didn't lose his units either. Like, I really thought a couple sentries were going to go down to the Ravagers shooting over. But
yeah,
he holds on to his army.
It's a tough decision to make as well. Like, on one hand, you'd love to break all the force fields with those Ravager shots, but on the other, they could reach over and potentially kill the sentries. It's a bit of a gamble sometimes. Regardless, though, puCK seems to have recovered from the early game shenanigans, and his probe count's looking pretty fine. Does get caught in the middle of the map with his army, and unfortunately, an army is not something super easy to replace for him right now. It's already overall low army supply, not something he's going to be able to put too much more into. Dark Shrine's finishing up, though, and that might just be what he needs. So Scarlet doesn't really have any Overseers out. In fact, does she even have Lair?
That's true.
It's only just started.
That could be a pretty brutal move here. But first he has to defend. I mean, that's the reason he sent his Adepts across anyway, that they were caught in the middle of the map like that, was because he thought Scarlet was attacking them.
A couple of DTs will be the sickest defense, but a couple of DTs will also be nice on the offense. If Scarlet's army's out of position, even if there's detection at home, she may not be able to deal with it. Manually detonating Banelings could actually deal with them, potentially. Slow warping, though, feels bad, man. Why? There's gateways right there.
Oh, man.
It's like the wrong power field.
Old habits.
Yeah. Nice gateway block. SimCity set up wonderfully. Force fields go down to protect the pylons. The Banelings trying to bust right through, but they're not quite getting to the connections they want. One slips through. It still hasn't detonated. It's looking for the perfect hit. puCK into a corner. Very few units remain. But this is where those DTs need to shine on anything except the Banelings.
Right? She could use the risk, but I think that 1DT would still survive.
I wish she would have like held position the DTs. She'd never be able to walk through that, like ever.
That's true.
Well, this goes on. Looks like DTs on the other side of the map aren't doing too much. She's just transferring around and running away from them. So puCK isn't getting much counter damage done, unfortunately.
He really is trying to win based off of his DTs. And not doing a terrible job holding with his DTs. I mean, she was never at a very good drone count to begin with, so killing 5 more evens them up here. And she's still on 3 bases. She doesn't have like this extra 4th that she already invested into.
And to be honest, that was a pretty dedicated attack out of Scarlet. That wasn't just Roaches and Lings, that was Ravagers and Banelings, so a little bit more expensive than your average attack. And resources lost are eerily similar right now. Yeah. I actually don't know which way to call this game.
It's an eerily similar game, and a lot of that has to do with, I think, Scarlet thinking that she was going to win right there. You know, like, I'm guessing she heard the DT swipes, and she could have at least retreated with the Lings, but she thought maybe she could do, like, a significant amount of damage to the drone line, or probe line, rather. And that didn't really happen, so just lost her army. So this is still a pretty even game. They are both mining out of their mains, however, and puCK does not have a 3rd to transfer to like Scarlet does. Although, it's being harassed right now. And now he's getting a hidden base. I was like, where the hell is that going down? Bottom right.
This is risky, though, for a lot of different reasons, but I just don't like it because Scarlet is one of these players that does get really active on the map once she starts getting some map control. And if, you know, Lings find that base, that's no way for puCK to really defend it. Archon's coming down over here looking for some more shots, going to kill as many Lings as possible. Just trying to play cost efficient right now, not necessarily aiming to kill many drones. But if he finds them, he'll get them. Thank you to Kerr Daddy for the Twitch Prime sub, new sub, hype, and Frankenfurter for the 9-month resub alongside Kenneth's Finest. Not to mention Elliot Jackson, another new sub, all in this shotgun blast of support. Thank you guys so much.
Nice. So we do have a 4th base now for Scarlet, which is pairing up well with puCK's 3rd. Thank you to Elliot Jackson for the sub, Twitch Prime.
I just did that one.
Oh.
Double sub shout out for new sub hype.
It just got up on the Twitch alerts thing. Oh, it was this one. I am Jax High for the 18-month resub. That's the one that I heard. Anyway, puCK actually even, like, I don't know if this is an attempt to stop the AI from getting a Ling to search over here, but the triple pylon wall up on the main, or the secret base rather, is interesting. It won't be able to hold very much if she does find out there's a base there, but it's something.
Well, the War Prism goes down. It picked up 2 of the Archons as well. That's
terrible.
Unfortunate. I mean, I really liked the direction this was going with these little harassments, sticking some damage on the side, but that was very costly. And puCK's army supply is suffering greatly right now. Maybe there's a 3rd base down, and that's cool, but Scarlet sees it, and this is what I was talking about, guys. Scarlet gets very active and proactive about looking around the map. Hell, even if she was stream cheating right now, there's a 3-minute delay. That hasn't even come up on stream yet. Like, this is just her being really smart, intuitive, and active on the map.
Yeah. I guess the pylons were trying to hold for just a little while longer, but it was always going to be hold. It's always hard to hold. Why can I say that? Hard to hold a secret base.
There's no detection. These might just hold.
Yeah, it killed the Overseer. But now, I mean, you know it's there. Eventually, it's going to get broken. So
yeah.
it's kudos to the pylons. That was cool. That killed the Overseer.
His best bet may simply be to wait for a recall and just get all the probes out of there. I don't know about investing into more pylons, trying to prolong the base. I don't think it's destined to stay alive much longer, so a recall is going to be the course of action. It barely gets out of there, but it keeps all the probes alive. Not even one random guy in a geyser, but Gratz gets called, and puCK will fall. Scarlet will take 2nd place in the group, and puCK will take 3rd.
That was an interesting series of games.
I still don't quite. The 2nd game still has me going like, what? But yeah, the 1st and 3rd game the first game was fantastic. Like, the first game was just the best I could have hoped for. Not at all disappointed with the overall series. Not at all disappointed with the games today. I hope you guys really liked them. It was a great show match series for us to cast. I had a really good time. I will say though, after like later tonight, we'll bundle up the replay packs because boop, now we got to get going with our sponsored stream. So we're gonna take the stream down in a moment and restart it with no delay. So big quick shout out to all of our sponsors here on the channel: G2A.com. Use promo code BASE, save yourself some money, get some games for cheap. CheersForGaming.com as well as CheersForGaming.ca, both a Canadian and a United States version of the website. Promo code BaseTradeTV will save you $20 on any DX Racer you buy. You've got Yord Wood Watches, check them out, and of course, last but not least, is all the awesome Corsair stuff. Click the links down below to check them out. We had someone tweet at us earlier, what's the best way to show Corsair the support? If you guys click those links and buy things through those links, then Corsair knows you came from us. But if you don't do that and you buy it off Amazon or something, tweet us a picture and tag Corsair, let them know that you bought it for BaseTradeTV. It's the best way to social media that stuff out. That being said, we are moving on towards 100% sponsored content. More on that soon. Make sure to follow the channel. Make sure to follow our YouTube, youtube.com/BaseTradeTV. And of course, last but not least, all you fine people with Twitch Prime, or maybe you find people who don't know about Twitch Prime yet. If you've got Amazon Prime, you've basically got Twitch Prime. All you got to do is connect your accounts, and you can give anybody you want a free subscription on the channel. The broadcaster still gets money as if it was a regular subscription, but it doesn't cost you a penny. So consider subscribing to us, or consider subscribing to your favorite streamer. Either way, get that Twitch Prime going. But we are going to quickly shout out Rubberman99 for the 34-month resub, Slipper Hype, and Sasigi2000 for the 5 months. But we're going to restart the stream. No delay. Bim, bam, boom. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys soon.